Hey, hello. How's it going? Hello, YouTube land and friends who are already in the chat. That's super cool. There's already people here. I'm always pleasantly surprised and happy when that happens. My comments are not showing. You guys, I don't, there it is. It's back. Awesome. Yes, yes. I'm so happy that the chat is back. Well, last night, guys, I got super duper serious and really heavy and in storytelling mode. So today I figured, at least from my end anyway, I would keep it light. If you guys want to get serious, we can, but from my end, I'll keep it light and just kind of go back to hanging out and chatting with you guys, whatever y'all want to talk about, because it's Friday Eve, the night before Friday, Thursday night, Friday Eve. So it's kind of like a downhill from here kind of a thing. Let me see who's hanging out. Who's been hanging out since I posted this? Hey, Jason P is here. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. And Sandy Wandy, my dear friend, I'm so glad to see you. Let's see. I did. You're right. I cannot believe that, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what to think of that. I am a person that originally begun this as an experiment and then it became something more. And we'll see where it goes, you know? I hope you guys hang out with me for the ride. It's fun. I like connecting with you guys and I like making new friends and connecting with other people too. So I want to keep doing that. Hey, it's Crafty Witch. Good to see you. Good to see you. So happy you're here. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. So Crafty Witch and Jason in different rooms because the old man needs rest for work tomorrow. Ooh, 5 a.m. Ooh, yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Godspeed. If you fall asleep in the middle of this stream, we will not be offended. Hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hello from North Texas to North Georgia, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Thank you. So I will be perfectly transparent. A couple of them are me. A couple of them are like other accounts that I had that I didn't realize I had. And I was like, oh, well, I want to make sure that I am subscribed to people I want. And while I'm at it, I'll subscribe to me. But I didn't make like 20 accounts and it's like two or three, I think. It's like two because I have one really ancient YouTube account from before you had to hook it up to an email or a Gmail account. Um, that I actually that's like over a decade old. Like, yeah, it's really, really old, but it's still there. I still have access to it, but I can't like move my videos over. Like, I made 2 or 3 YouTube videos when I was in college, and it's just like karaoke videos, and that was it. But they're on that old channel. And I thought about, well, maybe I can put them here. And they're like, look, here's ancient old video, Kristen. But they're on another, like they're on my old, I don't know what to do with them. So I subscribed from there. Hey, old lady luck. Welcome in. Welcome in. New subscriber over from Tuber Chat. You guys, if you're a small creator, Tuber Chat is an awesome, awesome resource. Mary from Blessed to Crochet referred me to them. They are a great place to find connections with other small YouTube content creators and make connections with others. Like, I've made a lot of friends that way whose content I really enjoy and who come out over here and hang out too. So check out Tuber Chat. I'll post a link if I in a minute once I say hi to everybody. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, Janet G. Always good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. That was wild, the small world connection we discovered with our friend Warren the other day, wasn't it? That was pretty wild stuff. Hey, it's Maya. Good to see you. Maya, I wasn't kidding earlier today on Facebook when I said, Maya, I talk to you more than my in-person friends. Because you come swing by here like more often than not when I live stream. So I officially I talk to you more than in-person friends I have. So, and most of you, all of you actually, I talk to you guys daily in one way or another. So online friendships are real friendships. I mean, part of it is, continually interacting with people. It's how you get to know each other, right? It's Diamond Art is my therapy. Tuber chat raid. Woohoo! I love being rated, and welcome in. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Let's see, have I missed anybody? Have I missed anybody? I don't think so. Hey, there's Mary. There's my sister. It's so good to see you, Mary. Thanks for being here. I know that you were having a hard time with foot and upcoming other stuff and like MRI and things like that. So thank you for being here, and hope you feel better soon, and I hope everything goes super swimmingly. Um, I'm gonna put a one to express support for our friend Mary in the chat, because there's a lot going on right now. And it just, yeah, it's hard to get good rest and just do the things you normally want to do when your body's not cooperating with you. Nobody likes that. Oh, hey, yeah, no worries, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Gosh, I hope it's not one of the big ones that I like to watch too. Because I don't like to compete with them. Because usually all the same people hang out, like you guys watch a lot of the same channels I do. So I try to avoid like live streaming at the same time as those other channels just because like I'm the little guy first of all, right? Like people are going to go to that big channel and that's fine. Like that, but also I want to support those channels too because I like them and I also want to watch them. So um I hope it is a one I don't know that we don't overlap too much. Let's see. Make sure. Thank you, Janet G. Thank you, Janet G. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what to think of it. It's pretty cool though. I did not expect to be here. I thought maybe I'd get like 20 people clicking that button. A couple of them are me. Just full disclosure, a couple of them are me. Not 10 though, just a couple. If I could, I would for you, Mary. I absolutely would. If you could still get the information and the results. Yeah, Jason P seconds that. If we could do it for you, we absolutely would. But we are rooting for you and we are expressing support for you. I also second what Janet G is saying here. You'll do great tomorrow. Um, it'll go by faster than you think. Um, I really don't like MRI because I don't like the tube because I found out the hard way that I'm incredibly claustrophobic of an MRI tube. For me to get an MRI in the tube, you have to sedate me like I don't know, my body fights the medication too. Um, like you have to give me like twice as much like Xanax as you think you would for a person my height and size because my body really doesn't like MRI tubes. But luckily I haven't had to have one of those in several years. But um, Mary, I hope you get the open one and I hope it's as comfortable as possible for sure. Hey, there's the link to Tuber Chat. That is the awesome resource that we were talking about and where some of my friends over there have rated me from. Tuber Chat is an awesome resource for small content creators on YouTube. And he has all kinds of like great knowledge about just like YouTube in general and how it works and like you know, what YouTube will be okay with and what they'll freak out about. It's just really helpful if you're a small content creator or any content creator, really, I think. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Online friendships are real friendships, absolutely. Yeah, cyber friends are best. Some of y'all know more about me than, like, my in-person friends. Actually, a lot of y'all know more about me than my in-person friends. That's funny. Not that I mean, this is public, I guess they could come find it if they want to, they just, have not, but that's fine. Yeah, Maya says same. Talk to you guys way more than my in real life friends. I mean, truly, it's been kind of difficult to make in real life friends lately. Like, first of all, I think as we get older and get jobs and kids and busy and all that kind of stuff, it gets harder to make new friends in person in the first place. Cause like I don't know about y'all, but I'll spend like 8 hours a day at work at least. And then I'm picking up my kiddo and then I'm making dinner and then I'm doing bath time and, tick, 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 tick. And there's not really any time left for like going out and like making friends. So, but this is great because I can pop on a live chat like when I'm, on the way somewhere or when I'm cleaning and listening in the background and I can like type in something here and there. And it gives me a way to interact with other people that I might not otherwise have. Um, so Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Janet G. Janet G says, in today's world, I think we can now safely say that online is real world. It's just another way of meeting and connecting. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh no, Maya. He says, I won't tell you what happened last time I did an MRI. That, I mean, that makes us all want to know, right? When you say that. But of course, it's your information. I'm not going to pressure you to share it. But you have piqued my curiosity, that's for sure. Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. Painful. The MRI is painful for my back. Getting up becomes excruciating. I need major help to even move afterwards. The last time I had to be wheeled out in a wheelchair, I couldn't walk. I'm so sorry, Mary. Having to be still that long can really mess with your joints and your mobility and everything. Okay, so it's the after effects that you're worried about. That's even okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, hi, Mo Love. It's good to see you. We love you too. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, welcome in, Lisa J. Stocks. I don't think I've said hi to you before, but hi, I'm glad you're here. Hey, I'm so happy I'm live too, Mo Love. It's fun. I like it here. I like you guys, and I like meeting new people too. Mary says, last summer I went for, oh, you scared the dickens out of the tech when he had to get me up. Oh, see, for me, it was reversed. I scared the dickens out of the tech beforehand when they were trying to put me on the little thing to put me into the tube. And when they went to, like, when I was getting it up my brain, and when they went to go put they have this little plastic cage that they put over your face, I guess to like focus it on your head. And I actually didn't know I was that claustrophobic. I just scheduled the appointment on my own, like, "Oh, I'll just go do it, just get it over with. It's no big deal." I didn't realize how claustrophobic I was until I was laying down and they put a cage over my head, and then suddenly it was like I had this physical reaction, like, without me thinking about it, without me intending it, my body jumped down the little, I guess, what do you call it, like, runway thingy, like, just, like, jerked, like, involuntarily, almost like a reflex or something, and the tech looked at me like, we even tried to do it again, but I couldn't, like, I couldn't make myself hold still, and then we realized, "Oh, you're claustrophobic. You're gonna need to get some medication and come back and do this another day." So, that's what we did. Let's see, let's see. Have I missed anybody? Not yet. I'm still catching up with the chat. Hey, Mocked Murdochical, it's so good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here. MRIs are one of the worst necessary evils. I do agree. I only had to have the one, thankfully, but I know some people have to have them regularly, like yearly or more, and that's no fun. Hey, Cabaret Gaming, good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Oh, look, it's the chat raid from Tuber Chat. Thank you so much. I feel so blessed. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Y'all, one of our mods and friends, Miss Sunrise Dawn, also has a channel. Y'all be sure to check her out if you haven't already. If you get a chance soon. Hey, Scratch PA, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, look, it's Big Family Expedition as well. Dang, it's busy tonight. I love it. I love it. New friends. It's great. Well, my love, in a way, we kind of are. I know you said, I wish you were my family, all of you. Yeah, it would be cool to have like a little in person, like village or something, right? But I mean, I was thinking about it. So I live with my husband and my son and my dog, right? Like physically, I live with them. But then I have other family members like brothers, cousins, people like that. I talk to you guys and I see you on here more often than I see a lot of my blood relatives. And it's just, I don't know what it is, how that happened. It's just the way of the world. But to me, a lot of you guys are family. Some of y'all are new to me and I'm still getting to know you. But a lot of you guys I've been seeing like almost every day for months now and, have developed really close friendships with you guys. So if that's not family, I don't know what is. Hey, yeah, check out Mary is dropping the links for some of our new friends who we know from Tuber Chat. These are fellow small content creators. They have a variety of different cool types of content. Tuber Chat is great for making connections with other small content creators, and I found a lot of content creators I really enjoy watching that way. So be sure to check those out. Hey, Jeremy D Day, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, so it's an open MRI, but it's an hour and a half. Ooh, that's a long time. Hey, look, it's Brazy girl. Good to see you. How are you, girl? I was thinking about you the other night. It's good to see you. I'm so happy you're here. Tube chat. Bonsoir. I like it. What are we saying? Bonsoir. I actually don't remember what bonsoir means. Does that mean good night? Does that mean tube head out? We said bonsoir. Let's see. Yeah, y'all take a look at Jeremy. Go over and subscribe if you get a chance, please, please. Saying hi to all our new friends as well. This is our friend Tuber Chat. He runs the Tuber Chat channel, which is our awesome resource and where we've made some new friends from. Yeah, an hour and a half is a long time to be in an MRI. Do they let you listen to music or a podcast or something like that? Like, hey, what if you told us like what time it was and one of us went live and you could just like listen to us yammer in your ear while you're trying to get the MRI? Would they let you do that? Or can you not bring like a phone or a streaming device in there? We would do that. I would find a way to do that for you. I would clock off of work and I would stream if it would distract you from your uncomfortable MRI or afterwards. I mean, I know I can't make it feel better, but maybe yammering would be distracting. Sometimes distraction helps. Let me see if there's someone here who I've not yet said hello to. I don't think so. If I have missed you, it is not on purpose and I do so apologize. Hey, Molove says it helps you not feel lonely. It's why I go live sometimes when you need people to share their life with you and love you just for being a person. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like just to recognize that you're a human being with value, that's really important. And we don't always get a chance to have that in our day-to-day life. Like, I don't know, like lately, like if you work like a lot of jobs, like if you work like an 8-hour day, like corporate kind of desk job, like you're kind of valued for your output, right? Like you're valued for how many widgets you can make or how many like calls you can go through or you know, how many complaint tickets you can close or whatever they're like that. But it doesn't feel like you're really valued for who you are. And I think that's really missing, and I think we're trying to recreate that a little bit here. So I hope that's what we do. I hope we succeed in that for sure. That's what we're shooting for anyway. Yeah. Connection's a powerful thing for support and community. I guess this is as good a time as any since I have new friends here. For my live streams, I don't usually I don't pick a topic really. We just hang out and we kinda just talk about whatever the chat wants to. The only rule and now my internet went, but it looks like it's back. The only rule is be kind and respectful to one another, because my goal is always for this to be a safe place. Sometimes we talk about ridiculous, silly, humorous things, and sometimes we get really serious and we talk about things people are struggling with. And no matter what, everybody needs to be kind and respectful to one another to keep it safe to do that. If anyone's not being kind and respectful, you will be promptly booted at least for the day. And that's booted with love because we all have bad days, right? Maybe you'll get better and come back. That's what I always like to think. Let's see. Catching back up with the chat, you guys, because that's kind of what this one's all about. Social Media Grow Show is another great resource for small content creators on YouTube looking to make connections with other small content creators. Mo Love says, I became claustrophobic because as a kid, I was stuck in the elevator in our house. Ooh. And my dad was at work and the nanny fell asleep and I was there hours. No way I was bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Mo Love. That's terrible. It's bad enough that you got stuck because that's terrifying for a small child or for anyone, for an adult, for anyone who, if you get stuck somewhere and you don't know if and when you'll get out, that's terrifying. And even more so for a little kid. But I think what makes that even harder is that instead of being comforted and let know, "Hey, you're safe now, it's okay," Some somebody told you that you were bad and it was somehow your fault. That's not true. That's not true. You're not bad. You're a good person. That's not true. I wish I could go back and tell little kid you that that's not true. I don't know your parents, and I'm sure they were doing the best they could, and I'm not trying to vilify anybody, but that's not true. You're not a bad person. Speaking of claustrophobia and MRIs, the cage thing was weird, like over the face. Janet G says I just had to talk myself through it. I kept telling myself it would be over very soon. I think that's probably that's the best way to do it, right? Oh my gosh, you're 1 away from 640 Blessed to Crochet Mary? That's amazing. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. You'll get there. You'll be at 700, then 1,000 before you know it. It'll be amazing. Oh, hey, yeah, y'all take a gander at Steeris's channel too. Steeris is a channel that focuses on, like, toxic relationships and how to deal with those, how to avoid them. I just visited their channel and watched a video for the first time yesterday. It was really interesting. It was about flirting in the workplace and how to navigate that. But they have a lot of really cool information, so check them out. Check them out. Aw, thanks, Mary. I'm trying. I'm just showing up, hanging out, you know? But thank you. Ooh, we have a story in parts. Oh, Maya, you're telling us what happened with your MRI? Okay, okay, I wanna hear the story. Since you told us you wouldn't tell us, but now you've changed your mind. Part 1. I was strapped down to the MRI table with one of those thingies that they have to put over you for certain scans. Then the MRI machine broke down, so they couldn't get the table out. Terrible, that's terrible. Part 2. So one of the guys who worked there had to almost crawl into the tube to loosen up the straps so I could get free and be able to crawl out of there. I almost lost it. Holy guacamole. Dude, I would have lost it. I would have been a wreck. I would have been a wreck. I am sure you would have. I'm almost positive you handled that better than I would have. Dang. Dang. I'm so sorry you went through that. I'm so sorry. Hey, Marketplace Boutique, welcome in. Welcome in. It's good to see you. I saw that you're newly subscribed. Thanks for being here. I am glad to know you. Oh wow, Mo Love. Mo Love says my therapist told me my parents shouldn't have had children. Wow. Your therapist must have felt very strongly to say that in such, like, blunt terms. They must have felt very strongly about that. And then my father had him fired, and now I'm only allowed to see therapists they approve of, even though I am 25. I'm so sorry, my love. How do they decide whether they approve of them or not? Like, how does that work? I wonder. Are they in the sessions with you? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I mean, either way, I hope that you're able to find a therapist that you trust. I think that's really important for therapy to be helpful. You have to feel comfortable and trust the person. And guys, I'm scrolling through the chat to try to get caught up. So if I miss you, please know that it's not on purpose and I will come back and find you. I will. Bonsoir means good evening. Well, good evening, Mo love. Oh, that's right. You said that to someone else in the chat, to Tuber chat. Bonsoir. Oh no. Oh, struggling. Brazy girl, you're struggling. Getting worse. I'm so sorry. Tuesday is doc day. Need ones big time. Hey, if y'all haven't already, I'm still getting caught up on the chat a little bit, but if y'all haven't already, please put a couple of ones in the chat just to express some support for Brazy Girl. For those of y'all who are new and don't know, ones in the chat are just a way of expressing support for a person who might be hurting, who might be needing it. It basically means whatever you do to support another person from afar. It can be prayers, it can be good vibes, it can be virtual hugs. It can be just like, hey, good luck. Whatever you do to express support, that's what a one means in the chat. So that's what that is. Brazy girl, I had thought that your appointment was earlier. Is it this upcoming Tuesday? Is it, the appointment that you're nervous or concerned about? Yeah, probably not. I didn't think about that, Maya. I don't think taking a phone into the MRI room is a good idea. Yeah, typically, they don't like you to bring in anything with metal either, so I guess a phone's got a lot of metal. Or microchips anyway. Are those metal? Maybe some of them. I was in a tight one, and they played an Orthodox Catholic radio station and had their praying for the dead and dying during an hour-long MRI. I stuck it out because I wasn't gonna go in again. Mocked? That is wild. I'm not sure I would have been able to stick it out. You're a champ. Wow. Praying for the dead and dying while you're in the MRI tube. That just I don't know, it feel maybe that would have been comforting for somebody, but that sounds like, I don't know. I don't wanna think about the dead and dying that while I'm in the MRI tube. Ugh. Molove says, "I have had many, many MRIs because of the concussion from hit head on ice while skiing, and also from when I had a botched spinal tap, and also when boyfriend pushed me out of a lifted moving car at 40 miles an hour." Holy moly, Molove, you've been through it. You've been through it. I mean, I can see the need for MRIs in each of those situations. In some of those I mean, depending on how claustrophobic you are, I mean, I'm not sure what is more difficult trauma-wise, claustrophobic MRI itself or the thing that precipitated it, because you have some definite traumas there that precipitated that. I hope that boyfriend is long gone from your life because you deserve better than that. That's messed up. That's messed up. I'm so sorry, Mo. Hey, welcome in, Michael's Adventures. Just got home. It's Friday here. That's right. You're an hour ahead of me, so it's already Friday for you. Awesome, awesome. Cool, cool. Let's see. Oh no, Crafty Witch. How did they do this? Last MRI, they put on classic rock, but they wanted me to not move. It was so hard. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you want to like rock out in there. How's that gonna work? That would bug me too, for sure, for sure. Hey, thanks for saying the YouTuber thing for me, Sandy Wandy, and thanks for reminding me to say it. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're enjoying what we do here. And if you're not, it's cool to hit the dislike button as well. I can handle the criticism. I will not melt. It's okay. Um, hey, Call Me Matrix Rabbit is here. I'm so sorry I missed your live stream earlier. You know what I did? I fell asleep on the couch and like in between dinner and getting my kiddo ready for bed, I dozed off on the couch. And I think then the first notification I saw was for when the lifeboat went live and I didn't see the other notification, but I've got you on my replay list, so I will be on the replay crew for that. How are you feeling, by the way? I'm glad you're here. I'm good. I'm glad to see you. Yes, Mo. I do remember that. It wasn't that long ago. Remember how I made your entire live about cornbread of gremlin origins? All of you treated me into eating yellow square corn cake of bat. I do, Mo love. I remember it fondly. I remember it fondly. If you're not here for ridiculous food content, what are you here for? There's our friend Lisa's channel. Y'all take a gander over there, please. Oh, really? Does that help? I don't know if this would help me, Marketplace Boutique. Marketplace Boutique says I make them blindfold me for MRIs. It helps. So I did bring like a sleep mask. I mean, I can't remember if I used it though. Like, honestly, I had to take like a bunch of Xanax and I was really like, I was still, even though I took the Xanax in advance, my husband drove me. I was still super anxious going into it, so much so that I had to take another one. So by the time it all kicked in and my adrenaline came down, I was like gone, like not very cognizant. But I did bring a sleep mask. I don't remember if I used it or not though. Jason P says, Mo, I love that yellow corn cake. You absolutely crack me up, but in a good way. Yes, a very good way. Mary is on it. Let's Do Crochet is on it, dropping our friends' links in the chat, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Mary, for doing that. diamond art. Check out our diamond art friends channel. I'm gonna go over there. I've always wanted to try diamond art, but I've never gotten around to it. I have a habit of collecting hobbies, but then uh then then losing steam. I've been doing that since I was a kid, you guys. Oh my gosh. Matrix Rabbit, you are not bad either. I am so sorry you were told this. You are a good person. I have interacted with you enough in chats and in various places to know, like, without a doubt, you're a good person who cares about people and who wants to be there for your friends. You are not a bad person. That's nonsense. You're a good person. I'm so sorry you were told that. I'm so sorry if any of you were told that. That's a lie. That's just wrong. I'm sorry. It's just wrong. And actually, I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Janet G says, Mo love, my mom always made cornbread. She calls it Johnny cake to this day. It's a Southern US thing. Mo love says, Kristen, that's the nicest thing I've ever heard. Thank you for saying I didn't deserve that. Well, if that's the nicest thing you've ever heard, I think you need to hang around more people that tell you true stuff, you know, because that's just true. It's easy to say nice things that are true. Hey, it's Blake Richardson. Good to see you. I think I'm 10 minutes behind on the chat, you guys. Okay, okay. How am I gonna do this? I guess I've got to like scroll past people saying hi to one another. But I'm so glad you're here. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Okay, we do have a lot of people saying hi. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Mo Love says, Janet, I forgot I have a bone to pick with you. Uh-oh. No fighting in the chat. No fighting in the chat. Okay. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Wait for the bell. I'm just kidding. I'm sure y'all will be kind. I trust you guys. Hey, cool. We made a connection here. Maya likes diamond art painting too. You've done big ones too. Allison Art Supply Borderland. Let's see. I did want to know. And I'm still glad you told me about your harrowing MRI experience. I did want to know. Um, just because something is harrowing and it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for you went through that. Just because it's difficult doesn't mean I don't want to hear it because it's your experience. And if you feel like telling it, then I want to hear it. That's kind of how I feel about that. Is this the bone to pick that Mo Love had with Janet G? Janet, did you just think I was oh, sorry guys. Janet, did you just think I was going to forget you telling me that corn of bread shape was good? Oh, baby, you were wrong. Yeah, maybe I made it worse with all the caramel. That's right. That may have been a little bit of my fault though, my love, because I told you it's kind of like cake because it's got a cake consistency. Maybe you might not have put caramel on it if I hadn't described it as cake. Matrix Rabbit makes really cool resin art stuff. I think that's I didn't even know that that existed as an art form before I started seeing some of the stuff you make, and I think it's just so cool. Yeah, apparently caramel on cornbread is not common. Janet G says it's good with butter, honey, and maple syrup. Good old Canadian maple syrup. So, how is Canadian maple syrup better than, say, New Hampshire maple syrup or Massachusetts or Vermont or one of those other places with maple trees? What makes the Canadian maple syrup better? I've had maple syrup from New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Should I try Canadian? Is it better? Hey, look, it's Rick Spicer. Good to see you, Rick Spicer. Thanks for stopping by. Rick Spicer has a fun channel too, you guys. He makes a lot of like really funny, really short videos that just kind of like are great for just, distracting you for a minute and just kind of making you smile, making you laugh. And that's like gold sometimes, especially in the morning when you're not a morning person like me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear this, Mo Love. Mo Love says, my parents are very like wealthy and connected. The only time they've shown me love is when I make them look good as a good socialite, if that makes sense. That does make sense, and I have heard of that happening, and that's a different kind of that's a different kind of neglect or abuse, or it can be, like, depending on the degree and the severity, and I'm not in your house with you, so I can't say for sure, but that can be a different type of sort of toxic relationship that can affect us, you know, very in very deep and difficult ways because it gives I mean, if that's what you've been experiencing since you were a small child, then it kinda makes a kid feel like love is conditional and like they're not okay just as they are, or it can. And that sets us up for all kinds of problems later down the road, like low self-esteem and, um, maybe being people pleasing and not having good boundaries and stuff like that. I'm sorry you are dealing with that, especially if you're still living with them or dependent on them. Because I know it's hard to disentangle from a family relationship like that. Miss Dragon does great videos on her channel as well. I haven't seen Miss Dragon in the chat here yet, but I think she was getting ready to go somewhere. She was up to something tonight, but I saw her on she went live earlier today. Mary, I'm not sure, is that the video about what the ones mean? She made a really good one describing what the ones in the chat mean. Oh, you're sewing mocked? Cool. Mocked is currently sewing something, so if I don't react, that's what. That's cool. I love that people are sewing and creating things. That's awesome. Yes, you're on my watch later list to catch up with. Call Me Matrix Rabbit. I'm so excited to see you did one. I'm sorry I missed it when it was live. Oh, yeah, don't take your phone in the MRI then. Janet G says it's a giant magnet. It would ruin your phone. Ooh, and the magnet would yank the phone out of your hand. Ooh, okay, okay. And Janet G knows because her husband's a radiologist. Okay. No phones in the MRI. No phones in the MRI. And I do want a second one, Jason P said here. Jason P says, Mo, I get that. We love you here, though, whether it's on the lifeboat or Kristen's channel or wherever. Welcome home. I absolutely second that. Welcome home. Thanks for being here. Pull up a chair. You're stuck with us. Hey, Mon is here. Oh, you guys, Mon sent me pictures of the future. I got to share the pictures of the future with you guys. For those of you who are new, Mon is in Australia, down under, which is about 16 hours ahead of me. So it is tomorrow there. So I like to say she's in the future. And sometimes she sends me pictures of what the sky and the weather looks like in the future. So it looks like tomorrow we have this beautiful blue sky with these fluffy clouds that look so, I don't know, like they're so fluffy. You could almost walk on those clouds, couldn't you? Oh, wow. And she sent me one with the trees in the background as well. Yeah, those clouds are so fluffy. It look like I could just like float on one or take a nap on one or something. I want a bed that consistency or like a pillow to lay on. That would be great. My love says, I thought other people had situations like mine for a long time, but now I'm realizing that it wasn't normal. It's not normal. Thanks for not judging me. No one is judging you here. And if somebody decides to try to be judgmental or mean, they will be unceremoniously booted. Um, and I think that there are probably people who've had similar experiences who could relate to you, but that it doesn't make it normal, right? Like, it doesn't make it healthy. Like, it's not okay if you're treated poorly and not valued for who you are as a person. I hope I'm making sense there. Matrix. Supposed to ask about Herman the fish. Have you met Herman yet? I can't remember. I will bring out Herman to say hello shortly, as soon as I get just a little bit more caught up on the chat, you guys, because I'm gonna get hopelessly behind soon, and before I know it, something like wacky is gonna happen and I'll miss it. And I'll have to see you guys an hour later. Oh, good. I'm glad you're well. Ma, just heading to the doctor. Love to everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, Herman is the mascot. He's a dried fish skull for real. Let's see. Let's see. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to hear this, Crafty Witch. Weather change today kicked my vertebrae and migraine on earlier. Oh, that's not fun. Oh, hey, this is a good idea. The falcon mask, the migraine hat might be good to MRI. That's a good idea. That's cool. I wouldn't have thought of that. It's kind of like a super sleeping mask, if you will, like extra. Old Lady Luck says, my husband years ago could not fit into the MRI machine because his shoulders were too large. Holy moly. That must have been really uncomfortable. He was very skinny but didn't fit. We laugh about it now. I'm glad you guys can laugh about it. That sounds really uncomfortable, though. I'm so sorry. This is a good point. Maya says, when I was stuck in the MRI machine, I kind of felt comfort that I wasn't stuck in the mammogram machine like my mom's aunt. Ooh, it got stuck like mid process. Oh no. Oh no. That sounds like the worst thing to get stuck in. Heck to the no. Heck no. Yes, thank you, Blessed to Crochet. Please make sure to check out the um, channels who are friends of this channel. I think that's a good point. Some parents shouldn't have been allowed to raise children. Children don't deserve to be the collateral damage of parents being unwilling to deal with their issues. That's really well said, Mocked Murdochagal. That's really well said. You know, if you want to become a foster parent and like adopt or foster children, at least in my state, you have to take a course to learn how to, like, with parenting skills, like basic parenting skills, as well as like, how to handle the unique situation of, a kid coming out of another home. But everybody else, like if you're just, getting pregnant and having a child, they don't make you do anything like that. And we kind of seem to have lost some of, I think at one point maybe in our history, like we kind of maybe lived more close to each other, maybe a little bit more tribal, and people would pass down this parenting knowledge stuff a little more effectively. But we don't so much have that anymore. But I agree, Mocked. I agree. Hey, welcome in Fairbrick Studio. Good to see you. As you can see, Fairbrick Studio, I'm a little bit behind in the chat, but I'm getting caught up. I'm getting caught up. Because I like to, this is kind of what we do. We just hang out and talk, and we just address what people want to address. Ooh, Craft Witch said she made Jason chili tonight and almost made cornbread, but now I can only think of the gremlin corn cake. So you didn't make it because you thought of the gremlin corn cake? Oh, that's funny. Hmm. Birch syrup from Alaska, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought about making syrup from a birch tree. Number 15 is your favorite number, Old Lady Luck? That's cool. I always wonder if everyone has a story behind their favorite numbers. Like, different people have different reasons for them. Some people, it's, about, like, numerology. Some people, they, like, associate it with something. Mocked Murdochagal says, "I moved to a different country for university to get away from the status-oriented gaslighters that was part of my family." Wow. So, Mocked, it sounds like maybe you can relate a little bit to some of what Mo Love is talking about with the status socialite status-oriented thing. Mo Love says, "Yeah, the more I read the DSM-5, the more I am convinced my father has a God complex and my mother has borderline personality disorder, either suicidal ideation." I mean, it's possible. It's possible. And none of it's an excuse for treating you poorly, but it's possible. Oh. Okay, so Janet G says maple syrup comes from the sugar maple tree, Acer saccharum. 40 gallons of sap boils down to 1 gallon of pure liquid gold. All syrup is the same. Just Canadian syrup says, when you pour it. I like that, Janet. I like that, Janet. Oh, Mo Love has a question for mods. I'm still catching up on the chat, so we'll see if it was answered. I'm glad you feel good here, Mo Love. That's my goal. That's my goal. I'm glad you feel good here too, Matrix Rabbit. That makes me happy. Yeah, I can't sew either, Maya. I have to use fabric glue as well. I tried to learn, but I didn't have I don't know, I couldn't stay focused long enough. Oh, I didn't think about this with the MRIs mocked. Mocked says my brother is an EMT and some people in his rural area don't disclose the non-visible piercing kind. Oh no. Like if you Oh gosh. So like if you had like a piercing in a really sensitive area and you didn't say it and they stuck you in an MRI machine, that could be terrible. Ooh, that's awful. That's awful. Um, I don't think that you did that. This is funny. I don't know what NSW stands for, but apparently Mo Love's family has a house there. Oh, in near where I guess Australia is. Well, maybe small world type stuff. Matrix Rabbit says, I've got self esteem. Hard to build something with someone when you don't see yourself worthy enough to have a special someone. That is really hard, Matrix Rabbit. I think we kind of, this was kind of touched on a little bit earlier. I think if you were in needing a meeting today, that's another channel that is good for connection and just kind of, talking about what you need to talk about. Um, we talked about feeling good enough, feeling less than. Um, I was thinking about that today is that like feeling worthy comes from I think we get our first ideas about it from, like, the people who raise us and from our parents or whoever raises us. So if they say not so nice things to us, if they say terrible things to us, we internalize that, and that becomes our running internal voice that we tell ourselves. And if they say nothing, then I think we kinda just piece it together from whatever's around us, whether that's people at school or pop culture or whatever. Ideally, the people who are raising you give you really positive messages about who you are when you're small, when you're young, when you're still developing your inner voice. They say that the things that we tell our children about themselves are internalized and become their inner voice. Um, I am not a perfect parent by any means, but I make a point of trying to say to my son, you are smart, you are kind, you are brave. Um, just things about him that I think are positive because I know that that's going to become what plays in his head one day. And if we don't get that positive stuff playing in our head, it takes a lot of work to break it. Like we have to literally notice whenever we're saying something nasty to ourselves. We have to literally like notice as it's happening and then replace it with something else and then refute it. And it's going to feel like we're making it up at first. It's a habit that is hard to break. It's really hard to break. And what I have found is that no amount of external validation, no amount of other people telling me I'm okay will ever make up for if I don't feel that about myself on my own. That's been my experience, Matrix Rabbit. But if you need us to help bolster your inner voice, come back here and I'll remind you that you're a good person and you deserve good things because you do. I'm just catching up with you guys in the chat. Y'all have been talking a lot and I love that. I love that y'all are connecting here. Oh, wow. Yeah, Matrix. I don't wanna bring my wreckage to someone else who can't relate because they had a regular type of childhood. I think we all bring some kind of wreckage, right? Like, even if you had a regular childhood, everybody's got issues, right? Like, we all have some kind of baggage. Like, even if you had a great childhood, you might have had a really bad relationship or lost somebody or have some kind of complicated grief or something. So, no matter what, I think we all bring baggage to our relationships. I think what the trick is being aware of our baggage to try to not let it run us and maybe finding someone whose issues fit well with your issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, does our does our oddness mesh well together, if that makes sense? Rick, some parents are great examples for contraceptives. I love it. Rick Spicer, that's hilarious. Of the broken mammogram machine. They had to find a repairman. No, that's even worse. Who was somewhere in the hospital to come and open the mammogram machine to free her boob. Wow. So not only was this incredibly painful and uncomfortable, but then it was mortifying. Then it was mortifying. That's awful. That's terrible. I have not had to have one of those yet, and now I'm kind of terrified. I'm glad to hear you're doing your resin projects again, Matrix. It sounds like that was a positive thing for you. I'm glad to hear you're doing those again. Ooh, a photo from the past. I love photos. So we've had our photos from the future. Now we get a photo from the past. Ooh, this is a midnight photo from last night before Maya went to bed. This is, ooh, wow. Line. I don't know if I got to turn down the brightness on the phone for it to show up right. This is a tricky business showing a phone picture up on a camera. Look at that sky. Was that the sunset? That's really pretty. I love the fluffy clouds and, like, the blue and, like, the color they make with the sun is setting. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing, Maya. I love it. I love that. Rick has a question for you, Maya. Did your aunt and the repairman end up dating? Because I feel like he owed her dinner. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. New South Wales is what NSW stands for. Thank you, thank you. I wasn't sure. I thought by North by Southwest, but that's not it. Really, Janet? On CBC News today, they announced that most Canadian provinces are now recommending MRI screening at age 40 instead of 50. For decades, the Canadian Society of Radiologists has recommended 40, so finally they're caught up with one another. There are some things that they go back and forth on. It's kind of annoying. This is a good point, Matrix Rabbit. Thor can lift his hammer because he thinks he is worthy. I want just a little piece of that confidence. Confidence is it's a it makes up for a multitude of things, right? Like, I think part of what makes confidence so helpful is that it enables us to, like, push past a fear of something not working out exactly the way we want it to. Because the thing is, like, if we don't try a thing, we're never gonna know how it could have gone, you know? And confidence is that kind of sense of, "I can take it, even if I fall flat on my face, I'll be okay, and I'll live." Um, I don't know, that's my concept of confidence anyway. I think some people might say confidence is just being self-assured and just going in, like, knowing, "Oh, I'm gonna succeed, I'm good, I got this." For me, that's not always it. For me, it's more, I don't know for sure I'm gonna succeed and be awesome at this, but I'm gonna try it anyway, and I know that if I fall flat on my face, I'm not gonna die. That's what confidence is for me. And I don't know, with doing things that make you a little nervous, I would say start small. Like start like whatever it is that makes you really nervous, start with the smallest version of that. Um, like if it makes you nervous to have a conversation with a stranger, don't start with like trying to go up to them and like be their best bud. Maybe start with just making eye contact with someone, you know, or maybe just waving, like smiling and nodding at someone you pass by, like start small. And then you feel yourself kind of succeeding a little bit and like, oh, I did that and I didn't, nothing terrible happened. The sky didn't fall. And that lets you kind of like gradually up the ante a little bit and try things a little bit harder. And I think that's where the confidence comes in is that you realize I can try different things. And even if it doesn't go the way I hope exactly, I'll be okay and something good could come of it. Confidence is a tricky thing, man. It really, really is. And sometimes it helps us to have friends or people we trust to remind us what we look like through other people's eyes. And I think that's where having friends, having peer support, having connections comes in handy a lot. Is because if you're just hanging out in your own room alone, like isolated, um, it's real easy to get in our head about who we are. But when we get the chance to see ourselves through other people's eyes, it opens up a whole different side of things. All right, Mary, thank you so much for being here. Mary says, I'm going to hobble through to the kitchen and get something to eat so I can take my medicine, so I can take it again for the MRI tomorrow. Okay, Mary, we're all rooting for you. Oh, you'll be back? Okay, cool. Just have a lot of ants on the march. For those of you who are new around here, ANTH, that stands for automatic negative thoughts. It's that little it's a little nasty voice that pops into your head without you meaning for it to be there. It just kind of goes, it's all gonna go wrong, or I'm bad at this, stuff like this. Um, and the automatic negative thoughts are something that we constantly work on refuting and replacing with positive thoughts, or at least more realistic thoughts. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I did lose a friend today too. So I am hyper focused on metaphysical questions there are no answers to. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you lost them like as in they passed away or as in, but either way, I'm so sorry, Matrix. I'm so, so, so sorry. I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're talking about it. I'm glad you're not suffering in silence. Crafty Witch. Ooh, Mamo next month got moved to 6 months. Small spot there watching. Lots of ones and prayers for that spot to just be that, just a spot, just a spot. But yeah, Janet's right. It's good that they're watching it. That way they can see changes if there are any. Hey, Jesse Miller unboxings and more. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for listening. We love lurkers. You can lurk if you want to. You can lurk if you want to. You can leave your lurking behind. Sorry. Oh, is this from I love this, Mo. I don't know the song it is. I don't think I've heard it. I've got issues, but you got them too. So give them all to me and I'll give mine to you. Oh, I kind of love that. You'll have to tell me what song that's from. Unless you just wrote it just now. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Hey, Slow Morrison. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. A question. Okay. Old Lady Luck asks, question for you, Kristen. Do you think anyone would watch an old lady who is computer illiterate who got monetized in 4 months? Do you think it would be helpful for people or sound like bragging? I think that would be awesome. I think that would be fascinating. I don't think it would sound like bragging. I mean, this is just one person's opinion. This is just me. But like, if you truly mean computer illiterate who managed to get monetized in 4 months on YouTube, that's wild. Like, I think a lot of people, particularly content creators, would want to know how they did that. I don't think that would be bragging at all. I think it would be a fascinating look into that person's experience. I would love to see that. I don't think it would be bragging. Other people can weigh in. but I would watch that. I don't think it would be bragging. Yeah. Yeah, that's kinda what I think too, mocked. Confidence is knowing you can fly or land and get up again. Yep. That's interesting. It's an interesting take, Mo. 90% of life is confidence, and the thing about confidence is that no one knows if it's real or not. I mean, confidence is something you feel, so a feeling is real, right? The part that you don't know right away if it's real or not is you don't know if you can really do the thing you're confident about, or maybe other people don't know, but that's interesting. That's something for my brain to chew on. I am can't think of a better name. I am still here, and I'm so glad you're here too. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad that we're here for you. Just woke up from a nightmare about husband's death. I'm so sorry. Can't think of a better name. I know you've been going through it. I know that that's all very, very fresh. And I wish I had something to say that could actually help and could actually help you heal. But in the absence of having anything smart or really helpful to say, I'll just say that I'm glad you're here and we love you and thank you for not suffering in silence. There's no wrong way to grieve. Everybody does it differently. But what all of the, fancy mental health research and everything else bears out again and again is that there's no wrong way to do it as long as you don't try to do it all alone, right? Isolation is the non-healthy way to do that. So I'm glad you're not doing that. I don't think I've heard this song, Warren. Good to see you, by the way. It's like the Jordan Sparks song, One Step at a Time. I don't think I've heard that one. I've heard a lot of like popular music, but for some reason, somehow I missed that one. This is true. I'm glad you said this, Janet G. Matrix Rabbit, you contribute so very much to this community, Todd. You should know that. You're my friend and a friend to so many here. Absolutely. For sure. Completely. 100%. Thank you, Janet G. Well said. And of course, everybody check out the Lifeboat if you have not already. The Lifeboat is kind of where we all know each other. Um, it's about connection and living your last best life and recovery and overcoming your challenges, your personal challenges, whether that's addiction, whether that's a habit, whether that's self-defeating beliefs. And it's where I met all of these awesome people that come hang out with me on a live stream every night at like 11 o'clock at night, my time. How would that have ever happened? Well, it wouldn't have, except that I met them all here. So if you've not already checked out the lifeboat, please go do so at your earliest convenience. Yay, Miss Dragon is here. Hi, Miss Dragon. The granddaughter went to sleep. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh, your friend. Oh gosh, Matrix Rabbit. Your friend passed. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of grief. There's a lot of grief and a lot of heavy stuff people are dealing with right now. I'm gonna say ones in the chat for everyone who's suffering, who's going through it right now, because there's a lot. Like people are dealing with a lot right now. And just know that we love you and we're here and we care and you're a good person and you're safe here. I'm glad to hear this, Jesse. Jesse says, "This is my comfort place." I'm sorry you had a rough evening, but I'm glad that you're comfortable here. That's what I want. I'm glad that you feel comfortable here. I'm sorry about the rough evening. I hope it gets better. If you'd like to talk about it, feel free to. Or if you just want to hang, that's cool too. But if you need to dump, you're always welcome to dump. Sometimes that helps. Let's see. Have I Here's Miss Dragon's channel. Go check out Miss Dragon if you haven't already. Our friend Jessie Miller unboxing. Jessie Miller is doing a giveaway on her channel too. I think I just saw today. So if you like unboxings and stuff like that, go check it out. Yeah, the channel that you I think Sandy Wandy, you're referring to the channel that Old Lady Luck mentioned? It would be educational. Yeah, yeah, absolutely would. I think it would be cool. Missed. I like this. I remind my boys when I have a computer issue that I was the one that taught them to eat with the fork and the spoon. Heck yeah, I like this. Like, don't get all high and mighty. Hey, Mon, thanks for saying the YouTuber thing for me. Please hit that like button if you're enjoying what we're doing here. If you're not, hit the dislike button. That's cool. I can take it. Um, and if you want to come back, hit the subscribe button. That way, it'll be easier to come back. Hey, Dawn Aaron Loving Hands Creations, welcome in. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. This is also what I enjoy YouTube for as well. Slow Morrison. Slow Morrison says, I love seeing all types of experiences on YouTube. I recently binged an immigrant living out of his suburban and traveling the country, and it was very inspiring. Wow. Like he decided just like, I'm just going to live out of my car for a while so I can travel the country. I like reading, hearing and watching different people's life experiences too. In some ways, it's almost like traveling if you can't physically travel, especially if people do it, like it's not that slick edited travel channel thing that's trying to sell you a package. It's just somebody sharing their experience with you. So you get to see what it's really like. Like, I mean, even like, people like Miss Dragon, like will like go on walks and live stream that sometimes. And I get to see the Pacific Northwest that I've never been to. And I'll live stream my dog walk sometimes, stuff that you do every day that may not be interesting to you might be fascinating for someone else across the country who's never been where you are. And it's kind of cool to see that. And you also get a chance to see your daily life through someone else's eyes and kind of it makes it new again, it makes it shiny new. It's somebody reacting like, "Oh, that's interesting. What's that on your neighborhood street?" Stuff that you've blocked that you ignore now. You get to see it new again. Thank you, Dawn. I really appreciate this. I appreciate the love and support so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with Maya, old lady luck. A lot of people would wanna know your secret, for sure. I think I wanna know your secret. Well, I have mixed feelings about that actually. Like, on the one hand it would be nice to be monetized because then it would be easier to, I guess, support what I'm doing, but at the same time, would it then become something else? Like, I wouldn't want it to become about like, right now, for me, this is literally just I'm coming to YouTube to have fun and hang out with my friends and make connections and make somebody's day brighter, you know? And monetization would be good, but you could do good things with that. You really could. Like I know Blessed to Crochet has goals of like supporting medical assisted treatment for people and giving to her church and things like that. And so monetization can be awesome on YouTube and be used for awesome things. But at the same time, just with my temperament, I'm worried that like, well, if I got that, what if then I'm worried about that instead of just, it's difficult for me to describe, you know? I guess you'd have to just be mindful of it and things like that. I don't think I articulated that very clearly, but maybe some of you understand what I'm saying. You're right, Matrix Rabbit, Todd. It does seem like you can't catch a break lately. It is one thing after another. And I know saying that back to you doesn't make it feel any better. Um, but I can at least say to you that I don't think that's in your head. Like, I know sometimes when I'm having a shit time of it, it's kind of therapeutic for me to hear somebody validate that and saying, like, yeah, you're dealing with a lot right now. Because you are, Todd. And I think that you're handling it better than a lot of people would. So please don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, check out Dawn Aaron's channel. Thanks. Mary, you're on top of it, sharing all of our friends' channels really appreciate this so much because it's hard to go back and forth and do the links and also monitor the chat and do the stream. So thank you so much. Mary's saving my butt, you guys. Like usual. Like usual. I think Mary taught me how StreamYard works. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll definitely have to listen to it then. It sounds very moving then. If it's a song that got you through college, it must be moving. I'll have to check that out. Oh, no. Someone's fighting outside your window, Matrix Rabbit? I hope it's cats and not people. I mean, not that that would be good either, but I mean, it's just a little less like, I don't know. It's a little less daunting. I hope that they have stopped because it looks like this is about 6 minutes back. I hope that they have stopped fighting. Let me see if I can catch up here and see what happened. I like that. Old Lady Luck says of the monetization aspect, it really doesn't matter about the money. I'm just a person that sets little goals. I like that. I mean, even big goals start with like little goals, right? To get there. Oh, this is interesting perspective. Don Aaron, Loving Hens Creation says, I don't want to be monetized. The reason I want to hit 1,000 is to do redirect and also trailers. I know it's a weird goal, but I can't seem to reach it. I can even hit 900. So, okay, so your goal is to get to that 1,000 subscribers and you're at 900. But okay, okay. So you can do redirect to other channels. Is that what you mean? So that you can help other channels grow? I think that's an awesome goal. I actually kind of love that because I mean, I don't know that I like doing this, but I don't know that I could make it my living. But I would like to support other people that do have the fortitude to do this all day, every day. Like I can think of several channels I'd love to support in that. So I'll look into the redirect thing. I'm glad you mentioned that because I didn't know about that until Tuber Chat talked about it today. I had heard about this. Molove says chemotherapy is used for my autoimmune disease. I don't know how to describe it in words. I have heard about that, that sometimes chemotherapy can be used for autoimmune disorders, but it must be very taxing on your body though, because chemo, it, it like, it runs roughshod over your good stuff too. Hey, Seventh Son is here. Good to see you, Seventh Son. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Let's see. People saying hi. Love that. Yeah, yeah. Mary said, I also want to get our channel monetized to get my husband his diabetic service dog, which is anywhere between 15,000 to $20,000. Holy guacamole. Yeah, diabetic service dogs are amazing and life-saving for a lot of people. They get trained to like they can smell when your blood sugar is like dipping somewhere dangerous and they can like cue you, and if like somebody loses consciousness, they can go get assistance. It they really can be life-saving. All right. Good night, crafty witch. Sleep well. Thanks for being here. It's always good to see you. Always good to see you. Aw, thanks, Mo Love. I sure appreciate it. Thank you guys for saying the YouTuber things for me. Make sure to like and subscribe and treat Kristen with love always. Aw, thanks, Mo Love. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, this is interesting perspectives. I'm curious. So Miss Dragon says, my main reason for wanting to be monetized this so I can tell my granddaughter that you, Nana, was monetized on YouTube, which is far better than your Nana showing her backside on OnlyFans. That's funny. You know what? I've heard so people joke like in pop culture now about starting OnlyFans accounts, like, oh, I'll just start an OnlyFans, I'll just make a bunch of money that way. But I listened to an interview once with somebody who does run one. And the way they describe it's like anything, you kinda have to already have a following. You have to have a fan base. That's kinda like why they call it OnlyFans. So, like, if no one who knows who you are and you start one, it takes a while to build it into something that, like, actually makes you money, for your time you spend on it, and you actually kinda have to hustle, and you kinda I mean, it's like anything, it ends up being work, right? So, we it's just funny to me. I can't remember what interview it was, but I need to find it because it's interesting. It's another thing that's, like, just a different perspective, a different person's life, The people Yeah, Matrix Rabbit, let us know what happened. We hope the fighting was people dressed as cats fighting. I mean, that would be pretty great. Because that would be hilarious, for sure. Oh, wow. Don Aaron says, "Yep, to help others. It's not for me. I'm a retired welder from the railroad." That's cool. "And just want to create for others. I love making people smile and bring a little happiness in their day." I love that. I love that, Don Aaron. That's downright inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. What was it like being a welder on the railroad? That's cool. Did you have to wow, like, did you have to travel, like, to different places where the railroad went? I'm sorry, I probably have dumb questions because I have no idea. This would be cool, wouldn't it, Slow-mo? I wanna train service dogs for a living. This would be a if you love dogs, this would be great, right? This would be awesome. And you guys are awesome about talking, and you say really cool stuff, so I get behind in the chat fast. I love you guys, y'all are awesome. Yeah, man, I know what you mean. I can't hit 100, people are talking about 1,000, LOL. I mean, no matter what, you're gonna be somewhere where people are gonna be talking about their number that's, like, way in the stratosphere to us, but to them, they're like, "Oh, man, I only had 500 people here today." But, I mean, it's all relative, right? It's all relative, like, I don't know, like I guess if you have specific goals for your channel, if you want to hit a certain number of subscribers, then it's worth it to use resources to figure out how to do that. Mary has shared some great resources with me about that. Things like Tuber Chat and Social Media Grow Show. Those are great avenues to like make connections with other small content creators and grow their subscribers and things like that. Um, I don't know. I get jazzed when I see more subscribers, but it wasn't really ever my goal. My goal was more, I just wanna make a little space where people can come hang out and, you know, and feel safe and feel heard and maybe goof off a little bit. Um, but I mean, I guess, yeah, if it's your goal to grow it, then it makes sense to learn how to grow it. But that doesn't just because you're struggling to hit 100 doesn't mean that it doesn't mean anything negative about you or your channel. They just grow slowly. That's kinda how it works, I think. Oh, that's right, because they train autism service dogs too. Mary says, "Maya, when we got my daughter her autism service dog, he's since passed away. We had to raise $15,000 for his trainer." Holy guacamole. And I just connected the dots on something. Slow-mo earlier said, "Now I wanna be a service dog trainer." Like, that's where to make bank. I wonder how much of the money the trainer sees, you know? I wonder I've never looked into that. I wonder. That I'm curious about that. Like, does that all go to the trainer or who does that a breeder? Who does that go to? Molove has a question. Molove, question. If you subway to me, I will subway back because I'm still not good with links. Haha. So that way I can click on you. Then you can in Subway for me if you want. Mods, is that okay? What is Subway? Like, I first read this and I thought, like, you mean physically get on the subway and ride to you? And then I thought of Subway sandwiches, and then I got hungry. So I'm not sure what that means. So maybe you have further down in the chat, but if you haven't, if you could explain, I could maybe assist more, but I don't know what you mean. I'm I'm a little challenged this evening. I do apologize. Miss Dragon, I have an OnlyFans account that's blank because I didn't want anyone else taking the name Miss Dragon. I think that makes perfect sense. That makes total sense. I don't know that my name is unique enough to worry about that though. Ooh, but what if someone, like, decided to make one and, like, put AI on it and pretend it's you? Could they do that? Eh, if they're smart enough to figure that out, I guess they deserve it. Be good or be good at it. That's cool. Dawn said, "I do help and work with people. Blessed." And I think I maybe missed the first part of that. All right, Todd. You sleep well. Take care. Be nice to my friend Todd, okay? Please. Oh, wow, you've been welding since you were 13. That's cool. That's cool. My brother taught himself to weld, but he doesn't have a license or anything. He fixes his own car. He has an old I can't remember what year exactly it is, but it's like a '90s BMW, and he just fixes it himself. He taught him that's not what he does for work. He taught himself to fix his own car from YouTube videos, and so that's what he does. And parts of things you have to do when you fix or maintain a vehicle, you have to weld certain things. He also does everything on his own out at his house. That's not even his profession. He's a graphic design artist. He does everything. He's an interesting guy, but I won't share too much of his stuff because he's not here. He's not here to defend himself. All right, good night, Janet G. Thank you for being here. Headed to Denny's to watch Chow's live stream and order moons over my hammy. Oh, is she live already? No, but she's gonna be going live probably in about half an hour, 40 minutes. So maybe everyone wants to eat first. And Rick Spicer says later to those leaving for the evening. I will probably start winding us down here in the next 10 minutes or so, guys. I'm trying to be more balanced and keep things closer to an hour because this gives me a little bit of a charge doing this, and which is awesome. But then it's late at night, and then I want to stay up later, and then I don't sleep much. And that makes for a goofy Kristen, not always in a very productive way. I must have missed what Miss Dragon says, but something Miss Dragon said got Mo Love giggling. So we know we're doing something right if we're saying things in the chat that get people giggling. You rebuilt freight cars and also worked for the oil refinery in Canada. Wow. I would read a memoir about that, like, just to see, like, what the day-to-day life is like doing that. Is that I mean, I don't think that's the content of your channel, is it? But I would watch that, like I mean, I'll watch your content anyway that you already have, but I would watch content about your life too. See, even Sandy Wendy's like, "Do you have a channel?" Um, yep, this is the channel name. Awesome. Awesome Blossom. Let's see. Mary just sent me a picture that made me giggle, and she said I could share it, so I'm going to. This is Mary's daughter and her puppy doggy, and they're both sticking their tongues out. Isn't that cute? That's precious. I love that. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, the OnlyFans name made Mo laugh really hard. That got her giggling. Mo is Mo is losing it, but in a good way. Syncrude and Suncor. I've heard of Suncor. Why have I heard of Suncor? Are they a pipeline company? Is that why? Maybe that's why I've heard of them. There is a little like, I'll admit this, there is a little bit Matrix Rabbit says, "I like it when I do get subs. My message is growing. That's the important thing to me right now." I gotta say, like, even though, like, that was never my big goal going into this, it started, as I said, as an experiment to see if I could tolerate hearing my own voice better, to practice speaking. Then it grew into, I just wanna make a space for people to hang out and chat, and I wanna get to know people better. Um, but you do get a little bit of when you see that subscriber count go up a couple, it is kinda like, "Ooh, ooh." That's cool. But it feels like that same little dopamine hit you get from, like, a getting a like on a Facebook page, so I don't think it's a bad thing, like, I think getting more subscribers can be a good thing if you do good things with it, but I also feel like this pull to watch myself and not get too into that little dopamine hit from the number ticking up, because that can get out of hand really quick, just for me personally. Um, Getting hooked on the likes, it can get out of hand, right? Any of us that like to hit the dopamine buttons, stuff like that can get out of hand. So I just have to watch myself personally so that I don't do that. Yeah, here is John's channel. If you guys want to take a look at it, I will definitely be checking that out. Slow's going to make that paper. Slow's going to become a service dog trainer. Nice. Well, you let me know and maybe I will add on to my career. I don't want to quit my current career because I like it and I find it very rewarding, but maybe I'll do this in the evenings before I live stream. Mo Love really appreciates your humor mist and your delivery. Hey, Mo Love, if you have not checked out Miss Dragon's channel, then you really need to. If you enjoy her humor in a chat, you're gonna lose it for her humor and her delivery in her videos. So please go check her channel out. If you like her humor in a chat, you're gonna dig her channel a lot. I just know it. Let's see. I hope not slow. Eventually, it'll be nothing but AI channels, unfortunately. Yo, it was, I don't remember which channel it was on. I think it may have been on the Lifeboat. Tommy was talking about somebody, like, tested out a program where they, like, input all of his videos into some program and then had an AI thing answer questions as if it was him. That sounds terrifying to me. That sounds downright horrifying to me. I don't ever want a robot to get made to, like, ooh, I mean, it poses all kinds of existential questions that are fun to ponder, but it's also horrifying. That's horrifying to me. I have had nightmares about that already. I would prefer not to be replaced with AI, unless it's really, really good, unless it does better than me. But the thing is, I don't believe an AI version of a person could ever do better than the person. And the thing that it also doesn't have going for it is unpredictability. So, while generally speaking, the best predictor, like for humans, like for human beings, generally the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. But people do this funny thing where sometimes they will just change everything and just do a 180 and it's not and like completely change how they approach life and how they approach the world. And it can be mysterious how they do that because other animals in the animal kingdom don't do this. Like a fox doesn't suddenly like change its territory pattern for no apparent reason. Um, So it's an interesting thing about people, and I don't know if you could recreate that unpredictability of the desire to change with an AI. So my personal opinion is an AI version of people is never going to be better than the real thing. It will be a gray and colorless substitute at best. That's my humble opinion. It could be very convincing, but it'll be just sort of a, you know, bum out substitute. All right, gotta run now to Denny's. Much love to everyone. Denny's is in Chow's channel or the physical Denny's? Now I'm hungry. Oh man. Anyway. I will Subway to you. I still don't know what this means. Did I miss it? Perhaps I missed it. Missed. This says, "Oh, good lord, that shows how old I am. I don't consider a car from the '90s as old." Well, you wouldn't know his is old because he replaces the guts when they need to get replaced, and he maintains it well. So, like, I guess that it's starting to look kinda classic, but I mean, I had so when I was in college in Denton, he lived in Denton with his girlfriend at the time, and, like, he lived not too far from campus, so we, like, meet up for dinner or lunch or whatever sometimes, and there was one evening I went over to his house. I drove over to his house, and I got there, and he had his whole car in pieces on his front lawn, and he said, "Hey, can you drive?" And I said, "Sure," and I thought, "He's never getting that put back together." But, like, sure enough, a couple days, like, he's driving his car around like nothing ever happened. So, he's an interesting guy. He's an interesting guy. Oh, yeah, go check out Mary's Blessed to Crochet's birthday giveaway if you haven't already. Go check it out. Giveaways are fun. Oh, apparently we've got some small world stuff happening here again. We've had some cool small world stuff happen on this channel before. I didn't see the beginning part where Janet mentioned a location, but apparently some of Dawn Aaron Loving Hands Creations family is nearby. Oh, wow. Seven says, my wife's service dog was trained for her diabetes after losing over 150 pounds. She was no longer diabetic. She became hypoglycemic and was quoted another $6,000 for training. What? Like they had to retrain the dog for hypoglycemia instead of diabetes? That's wild. I mean, it's still your blood sugar doing something wacky it's not supposed to do. It's just kind of, they describe hypoglycemia as the opposite of diabetes. Um, that's what they had me tested for as a kid, what I did not have. Okay, yeah, this is how far behind I'm on the chat because here Miss just said I just sent a picture of Christina and Jordan, the service puppy dog. Holy moly, 7 says after 3,500 for dog and 10,500 for initial training. Holy guacamole. Ugh. Yes, when you make YouTube videos at first, hearing your own voice is rough. Yeah, it is. It's weird. It's surreal at best. I kind of had like a built-in tolerance for it a little bit because when I was in middle school and high school, I did theater. And the way that one of the methods I would use to memorize lines was I would record myself saying them on a cassette tape and then I would play the cassette tape. So I would just hear them over and over. And when you hear something over and over, at least for me, it was easier to memorize. And I always thought that I sounded different on tape than in my head. But I hadn't done that in years and years. So it was very surreal and very strange to like hear my voice, like how it sounds outside of my head on a microphone. It's surreal. It's strange. And at first, I hated my own voice. Like I hated it. Like with a fiery passion. I hated it. But some days I still do. Like I don't think the variable there is the actual voice. I think it's our psychological state of the day. That's just my 2.5 cents. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Dawn. Dad's cancer returned and have been attacked here on YouTube for the last few weeks. You've been attacked on YouTube? Where are these people attacking you? That's terrible. Let me at him. That's awful. And I'm so sorry about your dad's cancer. That's terrible. I'm so sorry. Oh, wow. Lost 60 pounds so far? Dang, Matrix Rabbit. Dang, Todd. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's really difficult. Gonna lose 40 more, trying to get down to the weight I was in the military. You can do that. You're gonna do it. I just know it. You're going to. In another several months, we're all gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, Matrix Rabbit lost that other 40 pounds." Just like it was nothing, like it was no big thing. I believe in it. I believe in you. Yeah. Yeah. Our voices are not what they sound like in our heads. Somebody told me it's because, like, when we hear our own voices, it's like through this our skull bones or something. And when we hear it on a recording, it's like traveling through air, so the sound waves are different. Um, maybe like Warren, that made me think of like plotting sound waves. It took me like a whole like 24 hours to think about the sine waves are okay, they took a number for the frequency of the sound and plotted it and then made lines, and that's what a sine wave is. I think. I think. But I thought about this and I chewed on it with my brain to try to figure it out. I'm trying not to hate math. I really am. I'm trying to make friends with it, or uh at least uneasy allies of a sense. Don Aaron says, but I'm having fun with hubby's family that came to visit. So it's been distracting me until I get home. Then I break. I'm sorry about the breaking part, but I'm glad that you have people around you. I'm glad that you are not isolating. That sounds like you're going through a lot right now and you do need like an outlet of spending time with people. And sometimes you do need to kind of have a little bit of a breakdown moment, right? Like sometimes we just have to have a good cry or a good freak out about something. Sometimes those feelings need to be, released in some way. Whether you like vent to a person about it or write about it or scream really loud in the car. That's one of my favorites. In the car because it's kind of soundproofed in a way, or in a pillow. I'm glad. That makes me happy. If it can do that, then I'll keep doing these video things here and there. Oh, that's interesting. I never thought of that. Have you tried looking at mirrored and unmirrored versions of yourself? They're more different than you think. I haven't, but now I'm going to. Top means it. Matrix Rabbit means it, Dawn. If you make him a mod, the people attacking you will not be in your chat for long. They will be. He looks out for his friends. He's a good friend. Aw, I'm glad of this, especially since I have a child. But you know what? He doesn't always listen to me. Actually, a lot of the time, he doesn't listen to me. Sometimes the voice gets a little shrill, I'm not gonna lie. It's usually not shrill with you guys. Diagrams. Okay, I can try to look at some. I'll try. I promise I will do, like, my deep breathing, calming exercises and try to approach the diagrams with an open mind. Oh, hey, that's a good point. Your voice sounds different because you have the reverb of the room, the pressure, humidity, and a bunch more variables. Oh, you're an audio engineer. Oh, so you know exactly why it sounds different on tape than it does, like, from inside your head. Well, hey, Dawn, Aaron Loving Hands, you said you're looking for a community. If you want one, you found it. You seem pretty cool. You seem really kind. We would love for you to keep hanging out with us here and in the other various live chats and places we like to frequent. After this one, a lot of us usually go hang out at a channel called Chow Yun Smut that's run by Cricket. And she does she does sort of like this, except she's better at keeping up with the chat than I am. Interacts with everybody, makes everybody feel heard, sometimes comes with a topic, sometimes kind of lets it go where it will. It'll get serious, it'll get silly, and everything in between. A lot of us met on the lifeboat. That was where I met a lot of people here. And it's live chats, it's live content. That's a great place for making connections and making friendships. So if you want a new community, you got one. You seem awesome. I'd love to get to know you better. Oh, I didn't think of it this way. Seven says you hear 75% of your voice through your head, bypassing the eardrum. Oh, so like I'm hearing it before it. Oh, yeah. My voice always sounded deeper to me than when I hear it played back. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh, man. I hate that this happens to people. Slow Mo says, Don, I know how that feels. I was tossed out of community as well. Really opens your eyes. Sending you much love. Oh, see, Todd's a good friend. Todd's already, like, ready to throw down for you. It's not right. No one messes with my friends. Let me at 'em. I mean, that's okay too, Dawn. Dawn says, "I'm actually looking to step away from YouTube after I finish my orders." I mean, yeah, make it what you want it to be. Like, for me, YouTube has become less entertainment and more a connection point. So, um, for me, like, it's different than it was before, but everybody's different, so it makes sense. You had to take a month break, slow mo? A month? Yeah. Actually, guys, so next week, I probably won't be around as much. There are 3 days that I probably won't be live streaming because my family is going out of town. We're going to the lake. We're doing the family vacation thing with my in-laws and little kids, and so I'll be gone Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then we get back Thursday. So, I'll probably not be live streaming those nights, but I'll probably hop on and say hi here and there. It just depends on reception and timing and things like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, Slow-Mo. Slow-Mo says, "This community has really helped me since I got ousted from the other one." I'm glad it's helped you. Mirror twins? Seven Sons Diego says, "I date mirror twins, not at the same time, 2 years apart." Mirror twins? What's a mirror twin? I don't know about everyone else, Warren, but my voice, when I hear it recorded, it sounds higher than it does in my head. I don't know about everybody, but that's been my experience. All right, Rick. Rick says, "Bye, you great people. My body's demanding sleep and food. Silly human addictions." Bye, Rick. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Matrix Habits has the same experience, it sounds like, Warren. Maya put this really well. Maya says, "Dawn, this community is awesome, and we meet in different chats, and it feels safe to see friends all over." Yeah, yeah, it's like I will see people in my life who I saw earlier a few hours ago on the lifeboat, and, like, they'll have brought something up about, like, something that's going on in their life or, and I'll be able to say, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Like, what's going on with such and such?" Um, it's like being in a little, community or village with people. It's really great. And it's pretty good about, like, shutting down drama before it starts, um, at least what I have seen. I haven't seen it ever be given a chance for anything to get, like, too nasty, you know? We kinda police ourselves, I guess. I mean, people don't always agree, some people get along better with other people, but I've not seen anything get nasty, not like what you described. Oh, you said almost mirror twins are almost identical, just mirror images of each other. Gotcha, gotcha. So, like, one has a mole on this side and for the other one, the mole is on this side. Well, yeah. Dawn says, "I definitely need that so much right now. I just wanna help support others and help them. I'm happy seeing people succeed." Yeah. This is a great community for that, Dawn. This is great for that. That's what we do. I mean, um, yeah, so Mary posted the link to the lifeboat here. The lifeboat is kind of where I met a lot of everybody here, and, kind of the crux behind that is connection and peer support, and that's what peer support is. It's, helping each other and being helped and just supporting each other and, finding people to connect with. Yes, only rule, no drama zone and no meanies. Yep, no meanies. Well, guys, what? What Matrix? What the I dated identical twins and didn't know it. That was a shock. Are you serious? Did you really? Did they know? Like, did they, like, swap out on That's wild. Are you messing with me? That's awesome. I have so many questions. That's wild. Well guys, I was gonna wrap up at an hour, and I did not accomplish that. It is an hour and 45 minutes, but, um yeah, right, Warren? I have all these questions too at the same time. I can't shut it down right now in case Matrix Rabbit is typing a response to these things, you guys. I have to give it just one more minute or 2 just in case. Okay, they knew and they're friends. Okay, okay. I didn't, but of the joke. Oh, so they messed with you? That's mean. That's mean. That's not cool. I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. Maya's saying here is totally right because we know people from different chats. We know how they are. And if someone might be understood or something by someone, people know you from other places will have your back. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think. Sorry, my phone is being weird. There we go. It's back. Oh, wow, really? I got a picture of me in Miss America 1992 as well, Veteran Fields, Philly. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. All right, guys. I've been saying goodbye like 8 times now, but I really am gonna wrap it up now. So Mary has posted the link to the lifeboat in the chat. I am going to, unless she's faster than me, and she might be, but I'm gonna post the link to Chow Yun Smut, Cricket's channel. If you are just not tired yet and you are still awake and still want some more of sort of more of this like connection and hanging out and just kind of chatting with people, then that is a great place to go. And let me see if I can find my link here. Actually, I think it's going to be faster if I just use the phone YouTubes. The phone tubes of you. And I stole that phrase from Cricket, by the way, tubes of you. So, I'm crediting her and saying, "Please go to the source and go check out her channel if you've not already done so." Thanks, Don. I appreciate that. Night and thank you. I'll be shouting you out. You should have more subscribers. Aw. Thanks, Don. I appreciate you. You're awesome. I can't wait to learn more about you as a person. You sound like you've had a really interesting. Uh, it sounds really cool. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I can find links and links. All the links. Do, 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 do. Oh, Sandy Wandy was faster. I knew one of y'all would be faster than me. And this is absolutely true. Mary from Blessed to Crochet says, "You can make adoptive sisters." I know I have. Mary and I talked about this. Like, she and I did a live stream together one night, but then we spent like a half hour chatting before it. We spent like an hour chatting after it. And it was kind of like I'd always known her. Like, I just felt comfortable with her. And it was just a blast. And I think of Mary as a sister. I always wanted a sister growing up. I always had brothers. So I think of Mary as like my adopted sister. And I think of like Mon who comes here and helps me out the same way. And I think of all of you guys as, family in a lot of ways, in one way or another, because like I said before, I see you guys. I talk to you guys every day. And there's in-person friends I haven't talked to in months. So it's really meaningful. All right, guys. Well, I will see you over at Cricket's channel. Thank you so much. Y'all have a fantastic evening. Thank you for being here. Maya says, bye, y'all. See you over at Denny's or somewhere else later. Yeah. I will see you guys. Whoops. I got one more question. Would you do a live stream with me, Mary, and Kristen? Oh, Dawn, are you asking Dawn? I would do a live stream with anybody on here that asked me. Y'all are all great. Or if you are interested in coming onto my channel and coming on screen with me, I would love that. Just shoot me an email, kristenmelinda47 @gmail.com, and we can figure out a time to do it. Well, I will see you guys over on Cricket's channel or in one of the other places we all like to frequent. Thank you so much for being here. I am so lucky I get to know you guys and spend time with y'all. All right, we'll make it happen, Sandy. We'll make it happen. Looking forward to it. We'll set a time. Oh, you're asking me? All right, we'll make it happen. Email me. We'll set 'em up. See y'all soon. Take care, y'all. Bye.